Did your guy hide in the yard today? Hi, my name is Sadie Schertzer, and I'm a coach. I help motivated women access their authentic voices so that they can communicate with clarity and confidence in their personal and professional lives. This is a very funny post about a woman walking around her neighborhood on Christmas Eve, and she says, "Today I saw men in their yards chainsawing trees that fell months ago, pressure washing big landscaping equipment, and rearranging outdoor storage sheds." Then she says, I was reminded of the time when I asked my first husband to help me clean for holiday company, and he wandered off to recaulk all the bathtubs because it was incredibly important in that moment. And then she asks, does your guy ever suddenly need to blow the leaves and pressure wash something when it's time to prepare for the holiday season? But is that the real question that she's asking? Because when I read that question, I hear, why are women always strapped with the burdens of preparing for a get-together while men are able to practice avoidance techniques? So if this person were to come to me and it were their husband who was outside doing yard work when they were supposed to be prepping for a holiday party, the first question I would ask is, what does you and your husband's alone time look like on a weekly basis? Meaning, are there a few hours each week that are carved out where you get your alone time and he gets his alone time? Is that established? Is that something that you guys talk about? Is it truly alone time? Or is it like, I'm gonna take the kids and get out of the house, and when I get back, I want the house to be cleaned? And that can be him saying that to you or you saying that to him. But is there specific alone time that both of you have to recharge in whatever way is most meaningful to you? If the answer is yes, great, we move on to the next question. If the answer is no, that's a really simple place to start. That looks like, after the craziness of the holidays or whatever's going on, finding a nice quiet time where you can sit down with your husband or your partner and say, I think that for our mental health, it would be really great if we carved out a little bit of individual time. And I can already hear people being like, I'm so busy now, I'm overworked, how could I possibly? If you prioritize the things that will make a meaningful difference in your life, you will feel so much more settled and so much more calm. So, first thing is having that conversation and ensuring that you have a little bit of time, each of you, throughout the week to have quiet personal time or have time that recharges you in some way. 2 is managing expectations. When you manage expectations, you decrease the likelihood of disappointment. So this looks like, for any big event or thing that you're doing together, going to your partner and saying, hey, this thing is important to me, or it's important that we show up for this thing because of XYZ. I have the expectation of contributing this. I also have the expectation of you contributing this. And then see if their expectations match yours. Now, I want to pause here because this can sound like nagging, like I want you to do this. And it's not in that spirit. It's coming to the table and expressing, this is something that I love, or it's important to me, or it means a lot to me for whatever reason. It can be the holiday season in this example. And then saying, this is the effort that I'm going to put into this because this does mean a lot to me. And then as your, again, in this example, romantic partner, but this could be your business partner or a friend, whatever it is, I also have the expectation that you contribute this. And then just seeing with them, is that also how you envision the day going, the event going? Did you have different expectations? And then being willing to listen to them and potentially compromise on some of the tasks that will be involved or some of the demands that are asked of each other is a really healthy place to start. So let's imagine this person says, I did talk to my husband and I did tell him all these things and he's still not showing up. Then we invoke curiosity. It's very natural as humans to feel defensive and to go to our partner and say, why didn't you help me with this? I was expecting you to help me with this. But if we replace defensiveness with curiosity, that changes everything. If we're able to go to them and say, this was an important holiday for me, and it looks like you don't want to be a part of it, or you're distancing yourself from it. And I'm just curious as to why that may be. And as this person's partner, they would know what's going on with work, what's going on with their friends, what's going on with the kids. So they would be able to insert like, I know it's been a tough time recently at work. So if there's a conversation that you want to have about that, why don't we set aside some time in the next few days, maybe when the family's gone, and let's talk about what's going on at work. Let's talk about what's going on with your friend. And so you're showing curiosity in your partner and you're communicating to them that you're a safe space to talk to them. And it's really a lot easier, even as somebody who has an avoidant personality, to come towards their loved one and to feel that being vulnerable is a safe place if they're offered that open invitation. What I'm looking for in my coaching sessions is not to be the person who has all the answers and just hand them to you. It's to help you think about your dynamic with your loved ones, with your job, with whatever it is, in a different way, and to give you a fresh perspective. There are all sorts of other themes that may come out of a conversation that starts from a question like this one, like, what about the mental load of a house? What about communicating with your partner just in general? What if you've been married for 30 years and the spark isn't there, or you're just so set in your ways, or there's a million other things that could come up that all deserve to be addressed. So I offer one-on-one coaching sessions to dive into these seemingly small details of life that actually have a very big impact on your happiness and how you show up in the world. If you're interested, you can send me an email at theclarityexchange@gmail.com, and I hope to see you in 2026.